the minister has come out to say, not, well, the Minister for Information, with all due respect, the minister does not understand the document. From what he said the summer agreement was signed 2018. It was not signed 2018. It was signed on 15th of November 2023, which means that the minister is not even as sure of what he's talking about. And Articles the articles in the summer agreement are 106. Okay, we told them that those 160, Article 2.5, Article 36.2, Article 29.5 should be expunged from the document. It's a trade agreement. Why put articles that have to do with LGBT? Expunge them and let us know that it is the trade agreement. And they said no. The agreement does not have a reservation. It does not have interpretation clause. I'm a lawyer, and I will tell you that every agreement you have to have interpretation clause.
So let's put it in. You're a lawyer, so let's state facts.
Yes.
Your deductive reasoning in this context is that gender perspective connotes LGBTQ.
It is not my view. It is actually the view I have. It's the United Nations definition agreed by all the African countries that go to the UN. I go to the UN. I participate in negotiations, so I know the language. It's not my view, but that is what it's all about. You know that it's called euphemistic expressions. The European Union knows that when they mention the word LGBT, it's so explicit. So they now use what is called euphemisms. And I know the euphemisms, the whole world knows the euphemisms. Now, in this agreement, in this summer agreement, the EU is going to be a pace setter, okay? Now, it has a provision that Council of Ministers are going to be meeting, headed by the EU, and they're going to be making binding decisions on African countries, which means what we have as the agreement has not ended. It's like giving a blank check to somebody, okay, and the person will not put the amount. So the summer agreement is a blanket check. It's a Trojan horse because the EU is going to be making binding decisions that are going to affect African countries. You know, this is the most dangerous thing that Nigeria can do, to sign this agreement. You know, we are buffeted on all fronts, economic, political, strikes, insecurity. But this one is very dangerous because it has to do with the cultural, religious life of the people. I was in Abuja on Wednesday with some Muslim clerics, no? They went with us to the National Assembly. And we had a meeting with National Assembly members, including the chairman of treaty, chairman in charge of National Assembly Committee on Treaty. They said they were not aware that Nigeria signed.
And I think
so. Who do they consult before signing the agreement? The National Assembly was not consulted. I was there on Wednesday, and they said they were shocked that they signed without consultation. The National Assembly represents the people of Nigeria. You know that these people in power are representing you and I. Okay? We give them the mandate. They are our servants, so they should be accountable to us. And National Assembly people, they represent us. They did not consult them, and they went and signed.
So you talked about an advocacy at the level of the UN.
Yes.
Was it before the signing of the agreement? And were Nigerian officials, representatives that would have signed the agreement at that time, were they aware of this advocacy that you talk about?
Oh, they are aware. We told them that.
Before the signing?
Oh, of course, we are telling. No, that the agreement was signed 15th of November 2023. Nigeria did not sign at that time because Nigeria said, we can't sign with these provisions. Nigeria did not even go to Samoa. They did not even go to show how Nigeria hated the agreement. We are not surprised that after saying they are not going to sign, that on the 28th of June, one diplomat in Brussels signed the agreement on behalf of Nigeria.
Which diplomat is this?
Well, if you want to mention the name, I don't want to mention the name because I know the name of the diplomat who signed on behalf of everybody.
A Nigerian diplomat.
And the Nigerian diplomat without consulting the National Assembly. When Nigeria has said they are not, Nigeria don't go to Samoa. Okay? That's why I'm in center of it all. Because Nigeria very said, we're not going to go, we're not going to sign. And Nigeria did not sign. 34 African, Caribbean, Pacific countries did not sign because of the clauses. Now, how come on the 28th of June, 2024, one diplomat, I'm not allowed to mention his name because for security reasons, went and signed on behalf of us. When we were at the National Assembly on Wednesday, we were asking them, how come this diplomat went and signed? The chairman of the Committee on Treaties and Protocols of the National Assembly said he was not aware. That is Honorable Rabiu. He was not aware. And all the members of the National Assembly said they were not aware. And I said, who told this diplomat to sign this agreement on our behalf? When Nigeria previously has said, we're not going to sign.
But
yes,
yeah, just a moment, Jeff.
Yes,
I want to come in here because there's a dualist theory, right?
Yes.
And there's something called transformation.
Exactly.
So when treaties, exactly, when they are signed wherever.
By virtue of Section 12 of the
Exactly.
Constitution,
Sub 1, it says that no treaty between the Federation and any other country shall have the force of law to the extent to which any such treaty has been enacted into law by the National Assembly.
Nigeria practices a dualist system whereby after signing you have to do what's called ratification and domestication by virtue of Section 12. The question is that,
let me just put the question in
can
so
this
you
treaty,
can accommodate it. Pardon me.
Yes.
So my question is two things. Is it explicit in that agreement? Is LGBTI explicitly stated? One. Two, this has not been domesticated, transformed, or anything. There's a law existing in Nigeria, 2014, that prohibits same-sex marriage. So doesn't it just fall flat on its face?
It does not, because the minister also mentioned it does not fall because, you know, the wordings of the Samoa Agreement, we have read it exhaustively. I'm a lawyer for almost 40 years now, so I know what treaty is all about, and I studied international law. I go to the UN. The treaty has worded in such a way that once Nigeria signs, you don't need domestication or ratification for it to be binding. Once Nigeria appends its signature, EU will send their envoy to all departments in Nigeria for enforcement, okay? And, you know, they don't wait for Section 12 ratification and domestication to occur because they are aware that when they ratify, they might reject it. So they then word the treaty, that is the Samoa Agreement, in such a way that once you sign, they're going to be asking you to meet up with your international obligation by virtue of signing. And the EU is going to be making binding decisions that will affect all those who sign. That's